And a very good day everyone. So today we will learn how we can transfer this particular data into a interactive and exciting dashboard. As we can refer over here in this particular data, we do have the list of divisions like legal and admin department, IT department, manufacturing department. We also have the list of expenses and the list of expenses category. And also we have the expenses from 2017 up to 2024. Alright, so now how we can actually transform this data into an exciting dashboard. Alright, so the first step is you press Ctrl A. So once you press Ctrl A, you are highlighting the entire data. And then what you do is you go to the data ribbon, you go to get and transform data. You click this thing over here and then you press OK. So once you press OK, you will go to Power Query Editor. Okay, we are going to transform the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. So all these columns over here, I'm going to press right click and I want to press unpivot columns so that now all here will be unpivoted into from a wider columns to a narrow columns. So over here, I'm going to change this to financial year and I want to change this to just say RM. Okay, so now we do have the division, expenses, OPEX category, financial year and RM. The next step what I'm going to do is I want to click close and load to, and then I want to close and load to pivot table report into a new worksheet and I press OK. So now automatically we are gone to a new worksheet, and over here what I'm going to do is I want to put the division at the filter and I want to put the financial year in the rows and RM in the values. So now this is the data. So what I need to do is I need to upkeep these numbers because right now it's hard for me to interpret whether this is 54 million or 546 million. So what I'm going to do is I want to highlight all this, right click, format cells, and then a box will appear. I choose accounting and then no symbol, and then I press OK. So now this is the data, and then what I'm going to do is I want to create a pivot chart. I press this, and I also want to create a slicer. Okay, pivot chart analyze and insert slicer. So now we do have the slicer, and I want to choose division, and there you go. So now we do have the slicer over here. So what I'm going to do next is I want to create a dashboard. So I'm going to create a new sheet. So this sheet, a dedicated sheet for the dashboard presentation. So I'm going to press it over here. Okay, maybe over here. So I'm going to put merge and center. Okay, so this is the title. Okay, and then I'm going to click table 2 over here. Click these two things. Control X. Go to sheet 3. Control B. Okay, so now the chart will be on your right hand side and the division, the slicer will be on your left hand side. So I'm going to click this. Okay, so this is the chart, the slicer, and then I want to upkeep this. I just want to remove the pivot table field, and I want to extend this, extend the chart. Okay, so extend like this, and there you go. Okay, so now this is the chart. So now if I want to make it bigger, what I can do is I click on the chart element, I remove the legend, I remove the grid line, and I put data labels. So now you have the data label, and then I right click on the fill button, I press hide all fill button. Okay, so now it looks bigger. Alright, but the thing is, if you notice, now we have 54 million. So if just say I want to be 54M or 63M, what I do is I click this, right click, format axis, and then over here under the format axis I go to display unit, I click millions. So I click millions, so automatically now you have in millions. So if just say I don't want the title, so I can just click this and I remove the chart title. So now we have bigger space. Okay, so this is the data. So what I'm going to do is I just want to make it slightly smaller. So now this is the performance. All right, so the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to table 2. I want to copy this and paste it over here. Equal if, okay, if all is equals to all, I want to put this comma Coca-Cola HQ. Alright, otherwise I select this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to put here equal apostrophe financial performance, okay, of and over here. So now you just see I click accounting and finance, financial performance of accounting and finance. So I just want to make it middle, put the size as just say 34. So now this is how it looks like. So I just say I click account audit and governance. So this is the details for audit and governance. So I clear filter. So this is the financial performance of Coca-Cola HQ. And then what I'm going to do is I want to select all these, copy, paste, pivot table analyze, so that I want the field list. So I click here. So now we have the field list. Financially, I put it over here, and OPEX category, I put it over here. So now we do have these details. I want to do what? I just put here equal, link this, and I'm going to copy this. Alright, so I'm going to copy all here, and over here, and over here. Okay, so I'm going to put this as total expenses. Okay, and this thing I want to make it center, and all the numbers I want to make it as a proper format. Okay, so this thing over here, okay, and I want to put this as gold color, bold, and this thing is blue color and white font and bold. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I want to highlight all this, and I want to select the camera feature. So if you look over here, this is the camera feature. So what is the camera feature? The camera feature is like the CCTV. So if just say I capture this, it will be copying all this data over here, and then what I do is if just say I draw over here, so now you have this camera feature. So if just say I click accounting and finance, so we do have the details for accounting and finance. So what I'm going to do is I want to cut this, okay, and then I want to paste it over here. Okay, and let me make it bigger, and this is also bigger. Okay, so now if just say I click IT department, we do have the details for IT department. Okay, so maybe let me make it bigger. Okay, so maybe I put it 19. Alright, so there you go. So if just say I clear the filter, so now this is the details. So if you click here accounting and finance, so this is the accounting and finance financial performance. If just say I want to know about manufacturing department, so this is the details of manufacturing department. So if just say I want to know overall, so this is the financial performance of overall. Okay, so this is the details. So what I'm going to do is maybe I can make it smaller. Okay, so put it over here and then make it smaller. Okay, so maybe I'll just adjust accordingly. Okay, instead of 19, maybe I put 16. Okay, alright, so just there you go. So if just say I click accounting and finance, so we have the details of accounting and finance. So we have about 7 million total expenses, 13 million, 10 million, 10.9. So if just say I want to know about IT department, so this is the details of IT department. So what we learn is we use pivot chart, we use slicer, and we use the camera feature. Okay, what is this camera feature? Basically, camera feature is like your CCTV. So how to enable your camera feature? What you need to do is you click on your file button, and then you go to options. So if just say you don't have option, you click more. So if you have options, you click options. If you have more, you click more, and you'll go to options. So I'm going to click here options, and then what I'm going to do is I want to go to quick access toolbar. Under this area of quick access toolbar, I want to go to all commands. So I click on all commands. So automatically over here will become all commands. And over here you have thousands of features in Excel. So it's arranged from alphabetical order. So what I'm going to look is I'm going to look for CAMERA, camera. I click this, I press add, and then it will be automatically will be enabled here, and I press OK. So automatically you have a camera. So this camera present as a CCTV feature. So it records everything. So if just say I click legal admin, it changes accordingly. Alright, so now if just say I want to put this maybe dark blue, white color font, bold, and then I also remove the grid line. So now this is how it looks like, and this is your data. All right, so maybe let me upkeep all this. So I just want to put all these as dark blue. So this is dark blue and this is dark blue. Okay, all right, there you go. So now if just say I click here IT department, you have the IT department. If just say I click manufacturing, you have manufacturing. So basically this is how you can actually present data to your top management. So basically when you present the data to your top management, your managers, the top managers, they want to see the big pictures first. So the big picture is by looking on the year on year trending. So if from the year on year trending, they can understand how is the performance. Is it increasing or is it decreasing or is it volatile? That means it's increase and then decrease, a series of fluctuation. So this is how you can actually present to your bosses and make some analysis on how is the trending for the company.